in the serene suburban enclave of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns and tidy homes painted a picture of tranquility. My life took a dramatic turn when Cynthia Hargrove ascended to the presidency of our homeowners association. To her face, she was Cynthia, but in the whispered conversations behind closed doors, she was Karina, moniker that fit her like a glove. From the moment she seized control, our peaceful community morphed into her personal fiefdom, with Cynthia ruling as its imperious queen, her every whim a new edict. My first brush with her reign of terror came one crisp spring morning when a violation notice arrived, accusing my mailbox of standing 2 inches taller than the HOA's sacred regulations. This wasn't a polite suggestion, it was a formal decree, complete with a due Law 50 fine. I measured the mailbox myself. It was precisely the height outlined in the bylaws. Armed with photos and documentation, I marched to the next board meeting, ready to plead my case. Mr. Thompson, we appreciate your presence, but the board's decision is final, Cynthia declared, her voice a syrupy blend of condescension and authority, her perfectly manicured hand dismissing me like a bothersome fly. Her auburn bob, sleek and unyielding, mirrored her rigid stance. The other board members sat mute, cowed by her commanding presence. I have proof my mailbox complies with the bylaws, I said, sliding my EVY denke across the table. I'd like the board to re-VYEW this and reconsider. Cynthia's lips curled into a tight smile, barely glancing at my papers. Our compliance officer has ruled it non-compliant. The fine stands. She nudged the documents back with a single finger, as if they carried a plague. That was my initiation into Cynthia's iron-fisted regime. I soon discovered I wasn't alone. Neighbors across Willow Creek were slapped with dubious violations. Some paid to avoid trouble. Others fought briefly before surrendering. But I, a corporate attorney well-versed in rules and governance, since Cynthia's overreach wasn't just petty, it might be illegal. The tension escalated when summer arrived, bringing my sister, Laura, and her 3 kids ages 8, 10, and 12 for a 2-week VY sit. Energetic but well-mannered, they adored the inflatable pool I'd set up in my fenced, private backyard, fully compliant with HOA rules. On their 3rd day, their laughter drifted through my open office window as I worked. Suddenly, heavy footsteps thudded on my porch, followed by a sharp knock. I opened the door to find Cynthia, her face a mask of disapproval. "Your guests are causing a disturbance," she snapped, craning her neck to peer past me. I've received multiple complaints. I raised an eyebrow, knowing my closest neighbors, the Millers and the Lopezes, were at work. "That's curious, Cynthia. The kids are playing in my backyard pool at 2 p.m. well within quiet hours." "Who complained?" She smoothed her tailored blazer. Calculated power move. "I don't need to disclose that. Keep the noise down, or I'll issue a nuisance violation." I smiled, unfazed. "If you wish to file a complaint, please follow Section 5 of the bylaws, written documentation of the violation, time, date, and details. I'll address any properly filed issues." Her eyes narrowed, realizing I knew the rules better than she'd anticipated. "Just deal with it," she hissed, storming off. The next day, I stepped out for a quick 20-minute grocery run, Leah VYing Laura to watch the kids. When I returned, chaos greeted me. 3 sobbing, drenched children huddled on the front lawn, Laura consoling them, and Cynthia standing nearby, clutching a garden hose, water still dripping from its nozzle. "What happened?" I demanded, rushing to the shivering kids. Laura's voice quaked with rage. They were playing in the pool when she stormed over, yelling that they were trespassing in the community area behind our fence. When they didn't come out, she sprayed them through the fence slats, threatening to call the police. I faced Cynthia, struggling to keep my composure. "You sprayed children with a hose? They're my guests, in my private backyard." Cynthia gripped her designer purse like a shield. They were climbing the fence, peering into the community area, trespassing and vandalizing HOA property. I was protecting our assets. They were nowhere near the fence until you started screaming. Laura shot back. Cynthia's face reddened. As HOA president, I have the authority to enforce rules as I see fit. Those kids were disruptive and destructive. I pulled out my phone. Actually, Cynthia, you don't have the authority to assault minors with a hose. I'm calling 911. Her confidence wavered. Assault? That's absurd. I was enforcing rules. I dialed, speaking clearly. Hello. I need to report an assault on 3 minors. My neighbor sprayed my nieces and nephew with a hose while they played in my backyard. They're unharmed, but distressed. She's still here. Thank you. Cynthia's composure cracked. This is ridiculous. I'm the HOA president. HOA presidents don't get to assault kids, I said calmly. Your title doesn't make you above the law. When the police arrived, Cynthia spun a tale of enforcing community guidelines and accused the kids of vandalism. But I was ready with evidence, my security camera footage showing the kids playing peacefully in the pool, Laura's phone video capturing Cynthia's threats and hose attack, and most damning misses. Lopez's security footage, texted to me after she heard the commotion, showing Cynthia deliberately aiming the hose at the screaming children. Officer Daniels re-VY-EU the evidence, his face hardening. MS. Hargrove, based on this, I'm arresting you for 3 counts of assault on a minor. You have the right to remain silent. Cynthia's polished facade shattered as she was handcuffed, her auburn bob suddenly disheveled. This is outrageous. I'm the HOA president. You can't arrest me for enforcing rules. HOA rules don't override state law, Daniels replied, escorting her to the patrol car. Spraying kids with a hose is assault, title or not. 3 weeks later, I sat in the county courthouse as Cynthia faced Judge Whitaker. Stripped of her power blazer and gaudy jewelry, she looked diminished. Her high-priced attorney had negotiated the charges down to misdemeanor harassment and reckless endangerment, but she couldn't escape justice. MS. Hargrove, Judge Whitaker intoned. This court VYU's actions against children with utmost severity. Your BHA VY, or was reprehensible and far beyond any authority you held as an HOA member. Cynthia's jaw clenched, her eyes fixed forward. I sentence you to a due law 3,000 fine, 120 hours of community SARE VYC, and mandatory anger management classes. You're also barred from SARE VYing on any HOA or similar board for 5 years. The gavel fell, and Cynthia's face crumpled. For someone who thrived on wielding HOA power, this was a devastating blow. As she turned, her eyes met mine, blazing with humiliation and rage. Without her throne, Cynthia Hargrove was just another neighbor who'd let power consume her and finally paid the price. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.